I would begin my speech by asking a simple question. Well, maybe it's simple to read, simple to listen, but holds a lot of significance. What is the real duty of a nation? What do you think the real duty of a nation is? So, hello everyone. I am Alvina Fazeen Khanum from Grade 10 Ajax Solitaire Global School, Attapur. Well, today, my topic and my speech is going to be all about fostering the social welfare. So now, I would like to talk about the real duty of a nation. So, the real duty of a nation is not just about building a resilient economy, focusing on the military strength, building skyscrapers, focusing on the infrastructure. Well, maybe. It's true, but the real duty of a nation is to take care of its people, especially the youth, because we, the youth, as a citizen, play a very major and important role for the betterment of the whole nation. And now, it's the time for the nation to start focusing and empowering the youth and the whole nation. That's how a nation can become more wiser and stronger. Before we go into the topic, let's know what is a nation. So, a nation is its people. A nation is not just its borders, land, the flag, the anthem, or the government, but the nation is its people. And a nation is incomplete without its people. Let me tell you, just imagine, if there are no people, though we have land, the government, flag, everything is perfect, but there is no people. But there are no people. Would it be considered as a nation? Well, not actually. Just think that these are the parts. These are the parts to make up a whole nation. Well, the government, including the government, the land, borders, flag, the anthem, these are the parts. But let me tell you, the major part is the people. We are the ones who make a whole nation. So, here's the duty of a nation to start empowering the citizens. Start educating the citizens. That's how a nation can actually grow. That's how a nation can be developed more and more. And now, let's talk about the main important part from this nation, which is the youth. The greatest resources of the nation, of any country, is not oil or gold. Well, maybe that's true, but the youth is the greatest untapped resource of any nation. So, this is the time where the nation can actually utilize the youth by investing upon them. Let me give you a statement where our former president stated, who was Dr. Abdul Kalam. He given a statement that India is a young nation with an ancient soul. Isn't that true? Well, let me tell you why. Because over 50% of India's population is under 25. Well, this 50% is not just a number. That's the potential. That's the potential that can actually have an impact on the betterment of the whole nation. So, these youth, we as a citizen play a very major and important role, as I am repeatedly saying it, because it is very impactful on the betterment of the nation. So, let me give you an example of two people. Well, there are many youth who actually made our nation feel so proud. But these were the people who were just under 18 gave us a proudful moment, being an Indian citizen. These are not who are Tilak Mehta and Geetanjali Rao. Well, they did not just give their success stories, but they gave us the proof. The proof when the nation starts believing in its children. So, the nation can become more wiser and stronger when the youth are actually provided with a safer environment, quality education, equality and opportunity, and most importantly, worth in their belief. Telling every child, every youth that you matter. Because no nation has ever grew without the youth. There's a quote which was given by Ravish Kumar, who was one of our journalists. The strength of the nation is not in its buildings, but in the classrooms. Because innovation starts from classrooms, not from stock markets. This is the initial part where the nations to start focusing upon the children, upon its own children, for the betterment of the whole nation. Well, if they start focusing only upon the infrastructure, only upon building skyscrapers, the literacy goes down. And India also ranks as a country having low literacy. So, if we start educating the people, automatically the infrastructure develops. Because this is when the people get educated, having high level of patriotism that can actually contribute for the betterment of the nation. Running both of them parallelly can be actually impactful. And now let's talk about something which we can actually feel the absence of. That is the duty of unity and compassion. Well, let me tell you, diversity is not a threat. It's a strength that we all must know. And all of us should be proud because India is often considered as a diverse nation. The whole world is filled with diverse cultures, languages, religions. But this country, where we live in, is considered as a diverse nation. Because India is a homeland to over 1,600 languages, 9 religions, and thousands of cultures. Every part is filled with diversity. So, we don't erase the differences, we embrace it. Because when we start respecting one another, when we help one another, we're not just building a community, we are building up a whole nation. Because when we rise with the nation rises with us. Do you all remember there was a hazardous incident happened in Kerala? Completely flooded. But guess what? People, no matter from which religion they belong, they unified themselves and helped one another. That's the compassion. And Bakra Dutt, one of the journalists, I think we might know her, we all should know her. She gave a statement that we have not just seen the floods of water, but the floods of compassion. The compassion among those people who sacrificed their lives just to save the others. They did not think about the religion. They did not think about the community from which they belong, but they helped one another. And I think we all must have the same compassion and unity among ourselves. Let me include another example for it. How do you think we got freedom? Is it only because of the leaders, our freedom fighters? Well, that's true. I agree. It is all because of them. But it is also about the people who came up together, who unified themselves. They did not say that I belong from a specific religion or a community and I would be helping them. No. The whole nation unified themselves and fought against the colonialism. That's the compassion and unity. This is how we got our freedom. And a heartfelt gratitude to those people who sacrificed their lives just to give us this land and a happy life. And they're just not the people who just fought for us, but they are our saviors who fought for us. That's the example and inspiration that we all must take from them. And let's move on to the end of the speech. What I would like to say, a call to an action. Well, it shouldn't always be, building monuments, building skyscrapers, harvesting only power. But the real duty of a nation is to raise minds, to build characters, to nurture hope among the civilians, because they are the one who can make up a nation. And democracy is never criticized by questioning. Instead, it is strengthened by it. Let me give you an example for it. Our country, after independence in 1947, the whole country was shattered, having shattered economy, massive poverty, low literacy. But thanks to those people who were Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, Jawaharlal Nehru, Sardar Patel, who not only focused upon the infrastructure, but also focused upon the institution, education and democracy. They are the reason why India is now a democratic country. They are the reason why we, the citizens, can actually raise our concerns towards the government, concerns towards the whole nation. And India doesn't just deserve greatness, but it deserves goodness. Well, this is not just a statement, but this statement actually holds a lot of pain. Let me tell you why. Because, that's very proud for us being an Indian citizen to be called as a nation that makes nuclear weapons. So, there are only 9 countries in the whole world who make nuclear weapons. And India is one of them. Proud, feeling very proud that India is one of them. But let me tell you, there is a place in Jharkhand, a small village named Jadugara, where this place is not just an open area. People are around this area. People are having a lot of difficulties because of the power station which is there. The water is highly radioactive that they don't have a facility to drink pure water. People don't have a safer environment where every 3rd child is infected. So, children are not having quality education. Well, I'm not standing here to criticize or to blame, but I want everyone to be conscious and aware about what's happening in our own nation. Because we are living in the same nation. We are working together. We're eating together. We're doing everything together. Why not to make us all aware about what's happening in our own nation? I believe that's very proud for us. But guess what? There are people who are not having, children who are not able to have a quality education, a safer environment, and quality, equality, and opportunity. These are the things we're lacking behind. Though we get the greatness from the whole world, but we are lacking behind in goodness from our own citizens. This is why I repeatedly said that the duty of a nation is to take care of its people. That's how a nation can become more wiser and stronger. And it shouldn't be always, I haven't said enough about the duties of the nation. Let us know what is our duty. It shouldn't be always what can a nation do for us. Being a citizen, even we should say, what can I do for my nation to make it more stronger? Well, contributing our work, raising our concerns. Because we live in a democratic country, and when these citizens, when we raise our concerns, it shouldn't be seen as anti-national or anti-constitutional. Rather, it should be seen as democracy at work and high level of patriotism. Why did I mention as patriotism? Because when we are concerned about the nation, we raise our concerns. This is how we get patriotism for our nation. That's how. And I encourage one and all present here to become a concerned citizen about a nation and start raising our voices if something goes inappropriate. In conclusion, I would say that let's dream of a country where India honors the soldiers, where India has laws which are fair, and most importantly, justice is universal and religion is personal. I would conclude my speech by thanking one and all present here. Thank you so much for listening to me.